Hey folks, I'm Chris and I'm your Commander Mechanic, here with a little bit of a different video. Recently, I've been asked for a deck tour of some of my personal builds, which you may have caught me playing on stream lately. If you want to know when I'm going to be on stream, you can follow me on Twitter at CMDRMechanic. I'll play decks like this one all the time. The first of my personal decks we're going to tour is a recent one my patrons may be familiar with. It's Fynn the Fangbearer. My patrons got to see an exclusive live build of this deck. If you're interested in exclusive content like that, you can check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/cmdrmechanic. This is a deck I affectionately call Snakes on a Plane, and is built around the concept of taking small creatures that naturally have Death Touch and giving them synergistic keywords to help use Fynn's ability to kill via poison counters. I knew right off the bat that I wanted to do two things: keep the deck to a budget, and ensure I included no creatures that naturally had Infect. This is Death Touch themed after all. Now, the original deck was $100, but a recent spike in price for Orin Frostfang pushed the overall price tag to about $120 at time of recording. Still very affordable to build for yourself. One thing you'll notice right away about the deck is that the mana curve is very low, about a 2.3 casting cost on average. That's because this is an aggro deck, not a stompy deck. Small creatures, evasion, and poison are how we win. With Fynn's ability, each time one of our Death Touch creatures deals damage, we drive an opponent 20% closer to losing the game. That turns 1 damage from a Death Toucher into the equivalent of 8 damage from a normal creature. Now imagine doing that as early as turn 2. Yeah, nasty! The deck's construction is a bit different because of this. For instance, I'm running no ramp spells. Soul Ring's in the list, but there are no mana rocks. The only mana generators are lands and a few mana dorks. That's because you want to be drawing Death Touch creatures or evasive creatures or cards that grant your creatures additional keywords. So cut out everything that gets in the way. What I mean is, Death Touch interacts very favorably with all sorts of other keywords. Death Touch plus Flying is almost guaranteed 2 poison counters. Death Touch plus First Strike is a creature that will kill anything blocking it or it blocks. Death Touch plus Trample means you're not only killing a creature, but also giving the defending player 2 poison. Death Touch plus Double Strike means you can give an opponent 4 poison counters at once. So we have plenty of artifacts that either grant keywords, evasion, or Death Touch to creatures that are naturally evasive. The goal is to never stop attacking. The bread and butter of the deck is our creatures. We have our small Death Touchers. Snakes, to frame it in the deck's theme. Creatures like Moss Viper, Wasteland Viper, and Sedge Scorpion. These are your ideal plays because they're a body plus a keyword for 1 mana. In any other deck, they'd be laughable. In this deck, they might as well be 8/8s with Fynn in play. Our other set of creatures are evasive creatures: Scrib Sprites, Spire Tracer, or Gingerbreed. These are the creatures we want to eventually give Death Touch via other means to ensure we can deal some poison damage late in the game. The majority of the other cards all help support this by giving our evasive creatures Death Touch via Bow of Nylea, Orin Frostfang, or Gorgon's Flail, so that we can get crucial points of damage in. The rest of our support cards give additional keywords to our Death Touch creatures or help buff the squad. Cliffhaven Kitesail, Wings of Hubris, and vehicles like Smuggler's Copter are the planes we'll be putting our snakes on. Our removal remains true to Green's strength, with cards that destroy artifacts and enchantments, and our creature removal, if needed, comes in the form of fight cards. Because we know our 1/1 Death Touch creatures can take down anything that opposes us in a fight. The deck's ideal game plan is to drop a 1/1 Death Toucher on turn 1, then Fynn on turn 2, attacking a player and giving them 2 poison counters right away. Then on turn 3, you attack the remaining opponents with Fynn and your 1-drop, ensuring each opponent has at least 2 poison counters. From there, the bulk of the work is done. Your Death Touch creatures can be both offensive and defensive despite being small, and you can pick and choose your opponents to chip in for a few more points of poison. Proliferate helps close that gap with creatures like Evolution Sage or artifacts like Contagion Clasp, but your evasion granting abilities are going to be at a premium later in the game. You're aggro, so get aggressive. If you want to watch the deck in action, check out the end of the video where I'll link to some gameplay. If you liked this deck tech and walkthrough, let me know in the comments below, and I'll look to do them regularly. But, as always folks, good luck and have fun!